Hey, it's still Halloween time. There's signs up everywhere you look, and it says spooky season. And I'll tell you what, today we got some more Hellraiser movies coming your way. Three of them. We watched three Hellraiser movies this week. Okay. Two of them filmed simultaneously, came out in the same year, 2005. And then another one that was filmed in 11 days. Okay. So
That true?
yes, yeah. So exciting stuff, very serious cinema this week. And Pinhead's fat in one of them. And will, not to body shame Pinhead. He's got pins. I guess they're just on the head, right?
I don't see why that would affect his weight. So yeah, that's his fault.
Yeah, that's his fault. You know what?
I didn't notice he was overweight when they recast him.
Are you
I noticed he
kidding
was
me?
ugly as fuck, but that's
Yeah,
it.
got some pins sticking out of that double chin, if you ask me. Uh,
He had like a
but
sidekick. He made like a new pinhead guy.
well, that was one of the guys from the movie. Well, we'll get there. What are we talking about? Is Hellraiser? That's Logan Adair. I'm Daniel Ehrenberg. This is the franchise, and welcome. All right.
Welcome to hell.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what we're in right
We're
now.
about
No,
to
just kidding. I
raise
gotta.
some hell.
I had fun.
I always have fun. Here, that's the thing with these movies. And we got a something from a listener, Mike Babcock.
I got
He
it pulled
said
up right
he's
here.
he said he's following along with the Hellraiser movies with us. And he said they're all bad, but he's never been bored watching one of them. I gotta concur with that. Like, I'm always into them.
What's the most boring one? The Scott Derrickson one?
I think it might no. The one after that one with the Kirsty one with the mayhem guy.
It was cool to see Mayhem, I thought.
Yeah, I know. I'm
And
not bored
Kirsty
by
was
these
back.
movies.
I think I was bored in the moment last week, but thinking back on it, I think that Michael Babcock is right.
Yeah.
And these were even more fun, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. Deader
Yeah, you're
was
right. That's
Deader was tough, but today we're also covering Hellworld and Revelations. And those listen, these movies are all trash. Just straight trash. I'm tossing out three more ones this week. But I don't hate them. Like, I'd rewatch the Hellraiser franchise someday.
uh I mean me too. I've rewatched all the other ones. Might as well when I'm in my 30s. But I don't have a plan to
I
at
saw
any
a
point.
guy in my store last night. He had a tattoo of Pinhead on his arm.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
One of these guys in one of the movies had a t-shirt. Pin I think that
Um,
was the Hell
well,
World
Hellworld.
because they play
Hellworld's
a
doing
game.
they're doing like a whole meta thing. It's like the Wes Craven's new nightmare of the Hellraiser franchise.
I felt like that. And I felt like Halloween H2O with like the teen aspect.
Yeah. Yeah, it also reminded me a little bit of Stay Alive with the video
The
game
video game
aspect.
part.
Yeah.
That's a good call, yeah.
Hmm.
A film I got you to watch and you
That's
loved.
I didn't love it. I sort of hated it, but I do think about it a lot. Like, it's
Yeah.
stuck with me.
It's very fun. It's got a lot of fun sequences in it.
Yeah. Frankie Muniz.
And
All right.
Anna from the OC.
That's true. That's
I
true.
got to rewatch it now that I know her.
There's Anna from the OC, and there's Malcolm, one of the two in the middle from Malcolm in the Middle.
It's a great call.
Hmm. Okay. We've got. Let's start with this. Let's get it. Move on. All right, because it's lightning round this week. We got three Hellraiser movies to get through, but don't even worry about it. There's almost nothing to talk about in any of them.
And we
All
only
right.
have one list because those other movies both came out in 2005, which we just covered with Into the Blue. So don't worry about that, guys. And I have given up on my installments list. I hate to hear Daniel go, ugh, every time I go, all right, so my first installment. So we're just going to scrap that headed going forward.
Oh,
Like,
no. We can't scrap it. You're already doing it.
well, I didn't do it this week. So
Ugh. All right.
you
I
complain when
think
I do it. He complains when I don't do it.
no.
What
I'm
are you
not
going to do?
I don't like it, but there's nerds out there. There's listeners that really like stat shit like that.
That's who
Listen,
I do it for because
we
I would
used to have
like it.
Henry that does stuff like that. So, you know, I do think you should keep it up.
All
Next
right. Well,
time,
going
do it.
forward, next
All right,
time.
all right. Okay. So for this next Hellraiser movie, they hired a fella named Peter Briggs to write it. All right. He had written Hellboy just recently for Guillermo del Toro, and he also had an unmade Freddy versus Jason script that Bob Weinstein liked.
Okay.
So they're like, let's work with this guy. He wrote a film called Hellraiser Lament, and it was apparently too high budget. It ignored the fifth and sixth ones, and it referenced shit from the first four. And Weinstein was like, "I'm not paying for this. We're not doing it." So instead, they had a script lying around by this fellow Neil Marshall Stevens, who had written 13 Ghosts, and he handed in the script during 13 Ghosts. They didn't do anything with it. They were like, all right, so they got the guy Tim Day, who had written the previous one. They said, rewrite this as a
Yeah.
Hellraiser movie. And Tim Day was like, can I just do I have ideas for a sequel to Hellraiser Hellseeker that would like continue the Christie having the box stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob Weinstein was like, nah, people didn't really like that. We want you to do Hellraiser. I have a title for you, Deader. And also, Bob Weinstein was really into J horror at this point. They were like in the process of remaking Pulse for American audiences. And he
Mm-hmm.
was like, make it as J horror as possible. So that was the remit for this movie. Use this 13 Ghost Guy script, make it J horror, low budget, direct to video, go.
Is that what's going? Why there's like the weird dead girl, like that, like stabs her and the hallucinations and all that weird stuff going on?
Why? What about it?
I don't know. Explain what J horror is.
I don't know, just Japanese horror.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't
Oh,
know.
I guess, yeah. There's always like kids and ladies with
Like
long
weird
hair.
hallucination. Yeah, and like I don't know.
I
Uh, and like bathroom scenes. I feel like I don't know. All right,
haven't watched a lot of J horror, to be honest. I've never seen Ringu. I've never seen The Grudge or what
bring
what Ju-on
Ju-on.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
this will be fun to cover next Halloween, maybe.
maybe. I've never seen The Pulse that doesn't have Kristen Bell in it.
Okay,
Why would I
same.
do that? Why would I watch a movie that doesn't have Kristen Bell in it?
Maybe it's good.
Yeah, but if I'm looking at two movies, Evil Phone, that one has Kristen Bell in it. That one does not. I'm watching that one.
I mean, that's a good call by you, and that
Yeah.
I would tend to agree with that. So I
Hmm.
can't blame you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I still got to watch that Adam Brody show she's doing for Netflix. Got renewed for a
True.
second season.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Um. All right. So they offered it to Scott Derrickson to direct, and Derrickson was like, "No, man, I just got offered to make a real movie, The
Yeah.
Exorcism
I'll
of
see you
Emily
guys later.
Rose." Yeah, I'm out. And so they got Rick Bota, who had done the previous one, Hellseeker. So it's interesting. They actually got the writer and director from the previous movie, but forced them not to follow up on the movie they made.
Yeah, I forgot about the Kirsty stuff when we got into these movies because I like
Yeah.
that they're all pretty different from each other. Like they follow different things, but that sucks. We never got any more Kirsty, and I doubt we will going forward. Like there's no way that'll happen.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because the next one is made by the dude that wrote this last one, Revelations, and then is the remake. So we've probably seen the backside of Kirsty, and boy, I love to watch her go, but I'd like her to stay too.
Right, I agree with every word that you just said. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, we've got this movie comes out June 7th, 2005 on DVD. They filmed it simultaneously with Hellworld.
Okay.
So these two movies, that's why Rick Bota directed both. They're in Romania, and that's just what we're doing right now. Okay. Let's talk about Deader first. Let's go through it. This has to be my least favorite Hellraiser movie so far.
I think that that's fair. I sort of like the lead, but this,
Really?
yeah, you didn't. I
No,
thought,
I think she's bad.
Oh, why? I thought she was in it the whole time. I know I was
She's
not.
yes, the lead of the movie is in it the whole
No,
time.
I never like was looking at her like she's not giving it anything, but she was never making any choices the way the guy in the Derrickson movie was like out of his mind basically.
Or
But
Dean Winters.
or Dean Winters, but I thought she was in control. It was a controlled performance. I Amy Klein, that's the character. What's the actor's name?
Yeah, her name was Amy
Kari
Klein, and
were
I was like, is she supposed to be Jewish? But she
yeah,
she hasn't seen it. Anyway, Kari were yeah, she was like I don't know where'd she come from?
Anaconda.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And
That's all I
she
noticed.
was in Thinner.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but like she I don't I all I remember is she was always on those lists like Maxim, the hottest ladies.
No, really?
Yeah, yeah,
She's
yeah.
in Eight-Legged Freaks. She plays a cop.
Yeah. You know, she plays sort of like a badass in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
She's a reporter and she's like she wears pigtails, but then like if you hit on her, she'll get in your face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she
Back
can do.
at you, motherfucker.
She can wear a lot of different hats. It seems like she does lots of different
Well,
things.
not too many hats because you really want to see those pigtails.
I guess that's a good point. But she
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
always have the pigtails.
that's true. But it was nice when she did. So we
Yeah.
first meet her. She's in a crack den,
Yeah, very fun.
and you're
Undercover.
yeah, you're like, is she a crack lady? Is she a crackhead? But no, she's investigating the crack den, taking pictures, and then she goes straight from the crack den to her job at the local newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
And they said she had recently been fired from the New York Times. And I was like, wow, what a career she's had already.
Why'd she
Uh,
get fired?
maybe she gets it too close to her subjects.
Oh, that's true.
She's like that lady who just got fired for fucking Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
I don't know about
Yeah, man. Uh,
that.
she also at the paper, she's getting a lot of congratulations from people because she just had an article come out this day
Right.
called "How to Be a Crack Whore." That's the title of the article.
Which seemed like that's what
How
she was investigating, though.
this was my question, and they got around it. All right. Someone tells her later, like, "Oh, are you finished with the research for the follow-up article?"
Mm,
But I'm
okay.
like, why'd she need to do a follow-up article on how to be a crack whore?
Can you come down once you've been a crack whore, maybe?
But she's in a crack den at the start of this movie. The article just came out today.
Right. It
Isn't
did
she
make sense.
afraid like someone's gonna see that and be like, hey, that's the girl from that article, how to be a crack whore?
Are they reading a lot? Those people in the crack dens?
I
I
don't
guess
know.
what else
What
are you gonna do?
yeah, what do you do on crack? Looked like they
Yeah.
were fucking drinking.
Yeah, it seemed like they were doing nothing. Like no TV was on. They were just like laying there.
Yeah.
The day was happening around them.
You know, Hellraiser Revelations, I recognized from a TV scene in the Safdie brothers. Heaven knows what. There's a scene where they're doing heroin, watching Hellraiser Revelations.
Holy shit. Wow. What
Yeah.
scene? Did it come up and you were like, oh, I've seen this before?
It was like late in the movie because it like Pinhead's in it.
Okay. And he's all
Yeah,
ugly. And you're like, when did they
yeah,
recast Pinhead? What the hell?
kind of. Yeah, I was like, that
His
doesn't look like Pinhead. I kind of thought they filmed it for the Safdie brothers movie.
Yeah, it looks
Like
like
they
that.
made like a fake Hellraiser, but it's not. It's a real movie.
Why did Doug Bradley not come back? I mean, maybe you know that stuff, but the guy they got that did a terrible job. Like they made his eyes all. Maybe it's the makeup. I thought the makeup looked terrible.
They filmed in 11 days. I here. You want to get to the Doug Bradley stuff when we get to that movie?
Yes, yes.
All right, all right. All right. So she is in the offices of the newspaper still. Her editor in chief, who I liked, I thought he gave an unhinged performance. Um, he says that she stinks of patchouli oil and cigarettes, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, disgusting. All right. I know exactly what that smells like because my college girlfriend, her mother was a big cigarette smoker, and the whole fucking apartment smelled like patchouli oil. And it is not pleasant. I got used to it. Like
What's pa-
after
what's patchouli oil?
it's like a perfume that hippies wore in like the 60s and 70s. So like deadheads, they wore patchouli oil to like mask the stank of
Is that one
marijuana.
word? Patchouli oil or patchouli oil?
It's two words. The word oil. You've heard the word oil?
Right, but I never heard it just as a perfume said like that.
Yeah, patchouli, whatever.
Oh, that's interesting. All right. So you know that exact smell, and you were like,
I
"Oh,
I
gross."
I knew it the second she walked. The second they said that, I was like, I know just what this girl smells like, and I thought about it for the whole rest of the movie.
Maybe
Like
that's why you weren't able to join the
anytime she met
performance.
a new character, I was like, they're
They're
thinking
smelling
about
that.
it right now. They're smelling that. Yeah,
That's funny. But I wasn't, so I was able to just enjoy her for what she was doing. I think that
uh,
that's why you weren't. Maybe you didn't like her as much.
maybe could be. All
That's
right,
unfair.
so the editor in chief of the paper tells her we got a video. It was sent to us by a death cult in Bucharest, Romania, and it's led by a man named Winter. They
Cool
call
name.
themselves the Deaders. And I didn't even think of this when I started watching it, but there's a joke in that moment where they're like, not like they owe debt. They're not debtors
Right. She's like, I owe 2 months on
debt
my phone bill.
collectors. Right, right, right. And then I thought about that the rest of the movie. I was like, if they never included that line, I never would have made that connection.
I don't think I would have either.
But then the whole rest of the movie, I was like, that is a dumb title, Debtors.
I never thought about it again, but I also never would have thought about it the first time.
All right. Um,
But I think it's a dumb name on its own. But it's also
yeah,
kind of fun.
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I never heard that before.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Like when Taylor Swift said "Mind Twist You" in that one song. I was like, what the hell is that?
yeah, or like I remember Audio Slave had a song called Exploder. And I was like, wow, you've heard explosion, you've heard explode, never exploder.
Yeah, you're actually right about that.
Yeah.
Who had that?
Audio Slave.
Okay. Featured in Collateral. I love that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's all I think about when like Collateral's a great movie, but anytime I think about it, I'm like, that's that Audio Slave
The
movie.
wolf running by on the road.
Mm. No, I don't think about that. I just think about Audio Slave.
Oh,
Um,
well, that's what happens when the song is played in
I
the
know, I
movie.
know.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, the thing with this cult is that they kill themselves and then they come back to life somehow.
Yeah.
They've got a weird connection to the afterlife. And so she's like, that's trippy. And she goes to Bucharest to go undercover in the cult.
Yeah. She meets this guy, Joey, in a subway. He was cool.
Well, yeah.
He tells her like where to go.
Yeah, she's like sent this video of like a corpse.
I
I
think
don't
that's when
know.
she finds the girl Marla. She's like dead in the bathroom, but then Marla is like a ghost that stabbed her with the knife. I think that's like what was
Oh,
J horror
right.
to me because she's
Yeah,
like a ghost who kept haunting her.
when she gets to the cult place, there's like a doorman, and she bribes the doorman to get into the cult. She says her sister's there. She needs to see her sister. And when she goes in there, she's like covering her nose. She says it stinks in there. And I'm like, can't stink any worse than you.
Wow,
Yeah.
burn.
All right. But she finds like that dead girl. That was probably like the most intense scene in the movie.
Yeah, you might be right. I don't know.
When she's like reaching past her for the thing.
Oh yeah, it was like Scream 2 trying to get out of the cop car, with Ghostface right there.
Hallie.
Hallie, exactly.
No.
R.I.P.
Mm. R.I.P. to Hallie for sure. All right. So yeah, she's told to go down to the subway and get on the last train.
Have you ever done that? Get on the last train at the subway?
You mean like the last car?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, all the time.
So you're watching this movie like, wow, I know all this stuff they're talking about. I
Well,
know the
this
smells.
this
I know
was
the
the
places.
this was the most frustrating part of the movie for me because they tell her go down to the subway, get in the last car, and you'll see a guy named Joey. All right, and but as someone who used to take the subway every day, it's crazy. They don't give her a time.
True.
There's a million subway. The subway comes every 10 minutes. Which train is she getting on? Joey can't be on all of them.
Maybe he is. Like that's what's it's all magical. So he is on
Come
all of them.
on, it's not magical. It's just a cult. They've got like this party train thing happening.
Yeah. All the people in there are freaks. They all like to get it on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's boobs back there. There's a penis, the only penis of the Hellraiser franchise.
Really? I don't know if I even
Yeah,
noticed it. I like the guy
there's
who like stands by the door and like lets her in. He
yeah.
had a cool look to him.
There's a tattoo artist just doing tattoos on the subway. There
Mm-hmm.
were some lesbians making out, and there was a kid. I was like, "What's that kid doing here?"
Oh wow, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, he
It's
had a
like the
flower in his mouth like this.
it's like the original movie, that kid. We never learned any more about him. Remember the guy that
What
one of them
kid?
turned into a kid? One of the
That was
Cenobites.
it was the Chatterer.
Yeah, he turned into a kid, and then we never learned any more
I
about
think
him.
that's why you always see the Chatterer with Pinhead. Like in these movies, like we never see Blubber Butt or Deep Throat or
Deep
whatever,
throat.
but you always see the Chatterer, and I think it's because like Pinhead needs to babysit him.
Oh yeah, so he's always by his side.
Yeah, yeah.
That's I like that theory.
hmm That's a fan theory.
Yeah, you're a fan.
Okay.
You're the number
Yeah,
one
yeah.
fan.
I'm a big fan. I'm like the Patton Oswalt of the Hellraiser franchise. Big fan. All right. So but this was frustrating for me because like I, as someone who used to use the subway all the time, I've
Mm-hmm.
tried to do something like this, like coordinate with a friend. Like we're leaving from two different subway stops, right? And it's like, I'll meet you. Get in that car, all
Mm-hmm.
right, at this time. And it's hard. It's
Yeah,
hard
even
to
with like
even do
exact
that.
locations and
It's
times.
yeah, even with exact locations and times, it's hard to maneuver yourself onto the same subway car as someone you're planning to be on. Let
And you can
alone
call each other like step by step. Like I'm here. Where are you? What's going on?
not
What?
always, not always. You don't get service in the subway. It's underground.
Oh, that's a great
All
point.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But in this case, like the one guy doesn't even know about it. She's new in the city. It's her first time taking the subway in the city. And somehow on the first shot, she finds the guy on this subway car. It's the most unbelievable thing in any Hellraiser movie.
Wow, what a huge plot hole. I'm on your
Yeah.
side. I just didn't think about it in the moment, but
Oh, it's all I could think about.
it's a great call. So this is the worst film by far, it turns out.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So when she gets down there and then she gets off the subway,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and immediately a dude jumps in front of the car and she's like, whoa, guy's killing himself. And all of a sudden, like a million transit cops come out of the woodwork to investigate this suicide. All right. Now,
Yeah.
there's a car, a whole subway car full of drug addicts and people fucking and getting tattoos. There's a kid with a bunch of naked people. What? But somebody claims a guy gets hit by a subway car. Now's the time to investigate.
Well, because she ratted out. She said, hey, look at the suicide. If somebody said, hey, look at the cart back there full of all the sex freaks, they would do
How do
that.
they not know about it?
No one has said investigate it.
This should be the biggest story in Bucharest, Romania. Like no one's ever stumbled upon this
Yeah, I was gonna
before.
bring that up. Like accidentally, nobody's ever like gotten on the back car.
I always used to get on the back car because it's usually a quiet car. There's not a lot of people walk all the way to the back, you know?
Yeah.
So someone might do that one night, and then whoa, this is not a quiet car. It's the loudest car I've ever been on.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they would call the police. They just go about their night. Like that was crazy. Oh my
I
god.
guess so, but aren't the police like they always used to like walk up and down the train? Like you'd see them like enter into all the cars at a certain point.
Yeah,
Like,
not this one.
what is going on? Are they bribing the cops to not
They
go
did
on the
have the
last
security
car?
guard at the front of the car. Like he probably said, like everything's good here. And the cops were like, "All right, you
That
seem cool."
that guy is trustworthy.
He dealt with it. Yeah,
Mm.
he was like Obi-Wan, like you do not want to investigate this train car. And they
Right,
were like, we
right.
do not want to investigate this train car.
No, deader mind tricks.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm. All right, so what happens next?
The cave. She goes through the cave and she gets stabbed.
What cave?
There's like this cool cave she went through where it was like thin and she had to like go through
Oh
sideways.
yeah,
And
I didn't like that. Made
what do you
me
mean?
anxious.
Oh yeah, of course. But that was what was cool about it. I
No, no,
enjoyed
I
that.
know it's a horror movie. That's the
And they
desired reaction.
yeah, cool like overhead shots of her like her head like going through. Um,
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it.
I don't think I would have either.
That's when I'd have bailed on the investigation.
Yeah. How much? Yeah, it can't be worth it.
No,
Go anywhere
I could
else. You're
take
Amy Klein.
I could take the smells. I could take the weird subway car. I could take the phantom suicide, but don't put me in a little tiny corridor like that.
No, and it was long. It was like a she had to walk like 100 yards or something. They showed like the
Yeah,
whole length of it, and I wouldn't have done it either.
that's the length of a football field.
It is, guys. If you didn't know that, that is
Hmm.
like the football field. She had like an abusive dad. Just flashbacks to like her dad, and she killed her dad. Is that right?
I don't even know.
Okay, I feel like that happened.
You're right. I mean, I remember those flashbacks, but I was pretty
You were
not
out by that
interested.
point.
Yeah, I was pretty uninterested.
That's fair.
Um, so at some point she wakes up dead. She,
You can't wake up dead.
well, she does,
That's what scary
and
movie for.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Pinhead's there, and she's got this big wound. Like she's been stabbed through the chest and like brought back to life.
That was cool how she took care of herself. Like she duct taped a towel around herself.
But that was crazy to me that
Of
she had
course.
duct tape. Like that's what was keeping her alive. She had it was a huge stab wound and she had duct tape on it.
It does like seep through the duct tape at one point, you know?
Yeah.
They do a good job. And but the thing Pinhead does is he says like you have to go through me to get back to Earth. So she ends up killing herself to kill Pinhead, right?
Killing herself. What?
She dies at the end of this movie, which I thought was pretty sad actually.
Oh yeah. That is
And you were
sad.
probably happy. You were like the Earth smells better now that she's gone.
No, but as much as I didn't like the Carrie War performance, I was rooting for Amy Klein.
Right.
I wanted her to succeed and get the acclaimed follow up to How to Be a Crack Whore published, How to Be a Debtor.
Yeah.
And yeah. And but she got caught up in the whole thing. And then there was that cult leader, Winter, and he turned out to be a descendant of Le Marchand,
That's true. He
who
gets some
built the
shout outs.
puzzle box. Yeah.
I sort of popped for that moment.
Yeah, me too.
And it ended like with her boss getting a new assistant, like he gets or a new reporter woman, like a new Amy Klein shows up, right, to work for
I
him. It's
never
pretty sad.
know why we're doing that at the end of movies like this. Like, I know you're not making a sequel to this about the new reporter. Or
I think maybe
if
to generate buzz for a new sequel, like if the people are excited for a new one.
I don't know. They always end these movies with like, it's a cycle. It's gonna keep happening.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, come up with something different that might happen.
The Revelations might be the worst ending. I felt like that was so sudden.
Oh
The
yeah.
daughter like looks at the camera and then
She
it's like
looks at the
black.
camera too. That was wild. That she just straight up looks at the camera. Like, you want a sequel?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
That was so funny. But I think that's this movie, right?
Yeah, yeah. What do you give it?
Uh, I guess one. It's no better than like the Derrickson one. It's about. I feel about the same as this when I do that one.
I think this is the worst Hellraiser.
I think that's fair. It's between the time travel one, Derrickson, and this one for me. Not to spoil everything so far, but
Fair
this
enough.
this might be last. So I'll go one. But
Okay.
I'm gonna go MVP, the lead.
Really, I was gonna go LVP the lead.
Nah, she kept me going.
I bet she did. I'm gonna go MVP, her boss, that guy.
Yeah, you really liked him.
Yeah, he was a fun performance.
I didn't really notice it all that much.
He was just like a British guy, like who seemed like I don't know, he was sort of unhinged. It was like British J. Jonah Jameson or something.
I can get behind that. That's good.
Yeah.
Um, I think my LVP, I'm gonna go Marla, the dead girl, dead ghost girl.
Yeah, she was terrible. That's good. And it's kind of a histrionic performance too.
What does that mean?
It's just like loud.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Let's get to the next one, shall we?
yeah, let's do it. Hell, we got our invitations to Hellworld, and now we're gonna
Yeah.
go there.
This came out 3 months later on DVD, September 6th, 2005. This one was cobbled together pretty quickly. Like a bunch of the actors were literally like in Romania working on other movies. They're like American actors that were just there working on other movies, and that's why they got cast. Just like
Really?
proximity to the filming location. Yeah.
That's cool.
Um, this was based on a short story by a fellow named Joel Swanson,
Okay.
and that short story was called "Dark Can't Breathe," and they changed the title to Dead World, and then that got changed again to Hell World.
All
All
right.
right.
There we go.
Yep. Rick Bota is directing again. Our writer is a fellow named Carl Dupre, and let's get into it.
Just three in a
Hell
row for
World.
Boda. Bota.
Yeah. He's directed the most Hellraiser. He's the only one who's directed more than one, I think,
He's
and
the
he's done
Justin
three of
Lin
them.
of the Hellraiser franchise,
The Justin
you
Lin,
could
yeah.
say.
But isn't he just a writer?
Justin Lin?
Yeah.
Who directs them then?
Oh no, he is the director. Who's the dude I'm thinking of that's written a bunch of Fast and Furious movies?
I don't know. You would know that more than me. I'm not sure.
You know I
But
would.
I want to say that I think that this movie is like the opposite of
Chris
life.
Morgan. Chris
Chris,
Morgan, by the way.
totally, totally.
Yeah.
This movie is the opposite of life. Okay, because
Death?
no, that's not what I mean. But this movie occurs because their friend Adam dies at the very beginning. Okay, and
Mm.
we're alive because a man named Adam lived. So when you think about it, this is the complete opposite of the life that we live on Earth. I thought that blew my mind. What do you think about that, Daniel?
How stoned were you watching this?
I wanted to bring it up because of you because I knew that would probably annoy you.
It doesn't annoy me. It's sort of
I thought
funny.
that was funny. You
It
don't think
is.
so?
No, I like it. All right, yeah. So Adam, this kid, he's dead. And it's because he's a fan of this game. There's a video game now in the Hellraiser universe that's like based on the Cenobites.
Mm-hmm.
You have to like fight Cenobites, I guess. And he believed it. And he believed the puzzle box was real. And he got in too deep and ended up dead. And all right, I guess that's what we're doing in this movie. They're all at the funeral at the beginning. It's a group of kids. There's Henry Cavill from Superman.
From Man
There
of Steel, more
from Man of
specifically.
Steel. He is Superman.
Okay.
Yeah. There's uh
Ezekiel from The Walking Dead.
there's Ezekiel from The Walking
It's
Dead, who
crazy.
I didn't know until this morning when I looked up the actor. Who I
I
thought
recognize this credit.
oh
Kari
his
Payton.
name. Yeah.
I
I
remembered him from The Walking Dead.
I
or
thought
Carrie Payton.
he was so bad in this.
Really?
I really did. I was like, I bet this guy never worked again. I was expecting this to be his last credit, and then I
Mm-hmm.
looked him up. It's fucking Ezekiel from The Walking Dead.
Ezekiel. It seemed like he was doing just like things he had seen in other movies. Like the characters like me do this sort of stuff, so I'm gonna do that sort of stuff. It didn't seem specific. I mean, I don't know him. I don't know his specificities at all. But it just seemed like he was just doing other stuff he had seen.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. He's also asked to be the token black guy in this cast of like the whitest people in the world. Um, all right, you also got Chelsea. That's our lead.
Okay.
She's played by Catherine Winnick,
Mm-hmm.
who I know as the lead from ABC's Big Sky.
Okay.
Yeah,
The lead.
watched
That's
every
cool.
episode of that. Yeah. I was like, what are you doing here in Hellworld? Shouldn't you be solving crimes in Montana?
When does that start?
It's over. It got canceled.
At this point, by the time
Oh,
Hellraisers.
this? No. It started like over 10 years later, like way
Oh.
later. Yeah.
Oh shit.
But that was a good show while it lasted. But I think in the meantime, like between this and that, she did that show Vikings.
Okay.
Remember that one?
Mm-hmm. FX.
I don't think it was on FX.
Oh shit. I remember that.
I don't remember.
You know more than
Anyway,
me. So.
yeah. All right. So to recap,
Mm-hmm.
Superman, Big Sky, Ezekiel.
Who
All
else?
right.
Who was the short-haired girl?
You got this little British short-haired girl. I thought she was kind of charming,
I thought you
and
would.
you thought I would.
I thought you'd be into her. Allison, Hannah
Nah,
Tolput.
I like Catherine Winnick, man.
Okay.
But and then you also got this fella Jake, and he's sort of like their friend, but they don't really hang out with him.
Well, it's kind of his choice. He leaves at the beginning. Their friend group, like, I don't like that my friend died. I want out, or something like that.
I hated Jake. He's such a wet blanket. Like at every turn in the movie, like they're like, "Hey, you want a drink? No. You want to go to this
Yeah.
party?" Like, uh. I don't know. He's just
He becomes the
annoying.
lead of the film, though.
He
I
really
didn't expect
does.
that.
He really does. Like once they get to the party. All right, so they get invited to this party. Well, one of them does because they played the game, the Hellraiser game, so well. All
Mm-hmm.
right, that they get a video, like a digital invitation. There's going to be a party happening at this big house, and it's only for the best players of the Hellraiser game. Uh, and then the other characters are like, "Oh man, you got that invitation. I'm gonna play the game for the rest of the night until I get an invitation." They all do,
They all
and
get
then
the
they
invitation.
yeah, they all get the invitation, and then they go to the party, and there's only like 50 people at the party. So like this one friend group encompasses four of the 50
Well,
best
it's a
players
setup.
of this video game.
It turns out it's all a setup.
I guess you're right.
So it was all planned.
All right. Yeah, by Lance Henriksen.
Great twist. Where
Yeah.
yeah,
Great
he's
to
the
see Lance Henriksen. Class personified, bringing actual acting to the Hellraiser franchise. He was actually in talks to play the dad in the original Hellraiser.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, and he turned that down. Ended up doing Near Dark instead.
Oh shit. Well, that worked out.
Very good decision.
I could see him being Pinhead if it turned out like Lance Henriksen was Pinhead this whole time.
You can picture pins in that
I could,
Henriksen
I could, yeah.
pin hen.
Pinhead. Oh man. But he actually like he's not phoning it in. He's actually acting and like doing a
But
great job.
that's what he does. That's the thing about
Yeah.
Lance
He
Henriksen.
shows up.
You could put him in any old piece of shit, but he's gonna fucking do the
He loves
job.
acting, it seems.
I read a story that he was at a comic book convention like years after this, and he was on a panel. Somebody asked him about this movie, and he didn't remember having been in a Hellraiser movie. And they had to like remind him what the plot was and stuff. And he was like, "Oh yeah, when I signed on for that, it wasn't the Hellraiser movie."
Oh, one of those. Okay.
Yeah.
Were they like Henry Cavill's in it? And he's like, and he might not
No,
even interact with Henry Cavill. No, I don't think he does.
not most of his scene. Well, no, he does. He interacts with all of them because he gives them
Yeah, he
that
shows him
tour of the
around.
house.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, because they show up at this house like you're expecting it's like a video game party. So like I would think it's just gonna be a bunch of fucking nerds, maybe some like TVs with some video games. Everyone's listening to like fucking Japanese music or something. And but no, they get in there. It's a wild party, man. It's going crazy in there. Everyone's super attractive. There's fucking titties everywhere. And
And then well, I like that part where he's like obligatory, and then Henry Cavill's like necessary. A
yeah, it's because
lot of meta lines in this film.
this is like one of those horror movies where they know they're in a horror movie.
100%. There's even a line
Yeah,
later like, "Isn't this like a bad horror movie?" Lance Henriksen says when the
I
car
know,
won't
and
start.
you can't say that. I'm like, it is like a bad. It does
It
feel
is a
like
bad
that
horror
because
movie.
that is exactly what I'm watching right now. A very bad horror movie.
If it's a good horror movie, you can say it's like a bad horror movie. But if it's bad, I'm
Right,
not sure
right,
you can
right,
do
right.
that.
Scream can get away with that sort of thing. Hellraiser fucking 8 can't.
But I think they were thinking if we go meta, it might make it good.
I know that's always the thought behind it, and
Exactly.
but you can't always get away with it. If you're gonna be meta in a horror movie, you have to actually be clever. And also, it's all been done by Scream, so like you need to be original too. And nothing about this was it. The second like they started talking like that, you're just like, oh, that this is what we're doing. You
Right.
know exactly what we're trying for.
It's not too much though. I only wrote down the three. There's those two, and then at one point she's like, and you're gonna morph into some franchise icon," is what she says. One of them says later on. Those are the only three real meta
but there's
lines I
but
caught on
there's
to.
other stuff because the video game exists where like you see people in the movie wearing t-shirts with Pinhead on
Right.
it and stuff.
Right.
So we're just nothing's allowed to be real anymore. Everything's in the everything exists as
It's only for this
franchises.
one movie though. I like that. All the movies are different.
No, I do too, and
Right.
I almost appreciated it just because it's something different. But if I'm
I was
really
fine with it.
looking at it objectively, it's trash.
Right, but for one movie, I was pretty.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
back to the reason why they're all not nerds, because this is the Hellraiser game. Like they're playing the Hellraiser game, you know. So these are like the sex freaks of the nerds community, you know.
Yeah, but the sex freaks of the real nerd community are just like disgusting perverts.
But these are the sex freaks who like are going the extra mile to play the Hellraiser game.
What
This
they're not
sets
what
people apart.
extra mile? It's just a game. They're still sitting around their fucking apartment,
But they're choosing to spend time
eating
playing this
Doritos.
rather than Pokemon Sapphire, you know?
I don't know, man. Like it is what it is. Like it's a video game.
But that's to say, like every people who love movies are the same. Like you could, like people
They
could spend their time
are.
watching Marvel, or they could spend their time watching Jean-Luc Godard films. That's different.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It's totally different.
But I don't think that's true of video games. Like, are there subsects of video game nerds? I feel
I'm
like
the wrong
every
person to
video
ask,
game. I feel.
probably.
Oh, really? The guy wearing a PlayStation
Oh,
T-shirt?
that's actually a great call. That's I didn't
Yeah.
even do that on purpose. But I play like sports games and like Call of Duty every 5 years.
I just feel like everyone I've ever met that's into video games, like hardcore, is sort of the same genre of person.
Yeah, and you meet a lot of them. You work at like a sort of a video gamey type store.
Yeah, and I used to work at a comic book store, and and I'm
You're
not a
judgmental of
video.
the things you're kind of into, though. Like you're not into
I
video games, but you're into that type of those type of people.
Yeah, but I understand myself. I'm self-aware. And
Yeah,
I've always when it comes to stuff like video games that I don't know about or anime or something, I've always been like in close proximity to it, but kind of on the outside looking in. And so like it's something I've just been observing my entire adult life. Uh,
maybe it's time to get into though,
yeah, I've thought about it.
instead of going back and reading all the Marvel you already know.
I don't
Maybe.
know all of it. It's fun.
Oh,
Come
this is
on.
all new stuff to you.
Yeah. I'm reading a
Doctor Strange and all that.
reading a Thor run from the 70s right now.
Oh wow. Who are
Yeah.
some of Thor's villains? Do you have cool villains?
Sure.
I feel like in the movies they sucked. They were like the
Loki.
dark elves and shit. Loki.
Loki.
Is Loki a villain in one of the movies?
He's a
The second
villain
movie?
in the first Avengers movie,
Right.
but he is a Thor character.
Of course he is, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. There's that Kate Blanchett. She's good.
Oh yeah. Uh I forgot her name. You're right though.
Hella, I think.
Hell yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
second Thor, underrated. The film, The Dark World. I'm a fan.
Well, that one, the Malekith is a good villain in the comics, but not really in that movie.
Yeah, I don't remember him translating that well. But I
Yeah.
like the Thor and Loki stuff in that movie.
I don't really remember it. I we'll have to cover Thor some one of these
Oh
days.
yeah, you're right.
I
Whenever they
like
make the fifth one. I forgot they
oh
made the fourth one.
let's do it now when there's four. We could it'd be an easy 2 week
Yeah, we might be able to do that.
episode. Yeah. I like that third one a lot.
What would be the next superhero thing we did if we did a superhero thing?
I kind of want to do Captain Marvel just so I have an excuse to watch the Marvels because it's like the only Marvel movie I haven't watched.
Okay. I want to do Aquaman
Ugh.
because I still haven't seen Aquaman 2.
I haven't either, but I fucking hated that first one.
Time to rewatch. Maybe you'd like it.
Mm.
I remember falling asleep in the movie theater. So not great for that.
Yeah, fair enough. But I fell asleep in the movie theater watching Deadpool 2, and then when we covered it on the show, I ended up kind of liking it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
see, I remember liking Aquaman, but I also fell asleep.
Okay. Okay.
So maybe I fake like it.
Could be fake like it. All right. What are we doing?
We
What's
go to
next?
the Henriksen's house, but one woman says Lamont configuration.
Huh.
I
It
thought
was
that
just
was interesting.
mispronounced.
Because I remember like back in the day that family was like the Lamonts, weren't they? But we've changed it now. Lament configuration. Like that's not the same
Who's the
thing.
Lamonts?
Wasn't it that fam like Adam Scott? Weren't they like the Lamont or whatever?
Adam Scott was just the assistant of that one guy.
What was that guy's name?
I don't remember, but it's
What
the
was like
Le
their fam?
Marchand.
Oh, I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
I got that mixed up. But she said Lamont configuration.
I think she just mispronounced lament.
Can get another take.
No, man, we gotta get these out.
Oh yeah, it's 11 days. Oh, that's the next one.
That's the next one. Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. So
Whatever. They put on masks that have numbers on it, and it's like if you want to hook up
oh
with this
my
person,
god. Yeah. And
it's like eyes wide shut.
they're all given Nokia cell phones. Like this movie's brought to you by Nokia.
Pretty cool.
And the weirdest thing about it is even though it's supposed to be anonymous, where they're calling the numbers like on the masks or whatever, uh the names are all saved in the phone. Like
Oh,
anytime
interesting.
like
Yeah,
Chelsea
you're right.
is calling somebody, the phone says Chelsea.
Yeah, that's actually a good call. But the other
Yeah.
people might not probably don't even know who she is. Like if she calls like number 2193, that person
Yeah.
wouldn't know Chelsea.
But why would they do that? Like the whole point of the thing is it's supposed to be anonymous, and then it's like, oh, I guess the girl I want to fuck is named Chelsea.
Yeah, that's a good call. I actually didn't think about that. You're
Yeah.
putting a lot of thought into these. I love it. But yeah, it's a good call.
Yeah. But the only one who really uses this anonymous sex line is Henry Cavill, who he meets a girl and gets his dick sucked.
And she's
And
like, my turn. And he's like, I don't want to do that. I
yeah,
loved that
there's
part.
so much about that sequence that I loved. First, he's getting his dick sucked, and like, so you get to see like Henry Cavill's getting his dick sucked face,
Yeah.
and you know, he loves video games in real life. Wasn't he like obsessed with The Witcher, and that's why he
I
did
don't
that
know that.
show? Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
sure.
I'm pretty sure he's like video game nerds like Henry Cavill because he's one of them.
That's cool.
Um, but he's getting his dick sucked. He's looking like he's feeling a lot of pressure and a lot
Yeah.
of pleasure.
Yeah.
And he comes down the girl's throat and she swallows every drop.
Did that actually
And
happen? I don't remember
yes,
that
yeah,
happening.
yep. Well, I mean, you don't see cum.
Right. I don't remember that any of that being confirmed though. Like how was
That's
that confirmed?
I'm confirming it right now.
Okay, so you made
And
it up.
and then she's like, all right, time to return the favor, like you said. And the face this guy gives, you just got this woman just had your dick just all up in her mouth. All right. She was working on that thing. You blew a load. She took it. All right. She went through all of that for you. And now all she's asking is for you to just just lap at her for a little while. You know?
Oh
And
boy.
he can't even do that.
He does though, doesn't he?
I I mean he's willing, I think he's going to, but
Yeah,
they
he.
die or whatever.
All right.
Um,
Oh, true. I forgot about that whole scene.
but
She
I mean
takes her
he's
top off.
so put off by it, like DJ Khaled. I mean, it is. I think it's reprehensible. First of all, it's great, tastes great, fun to do, nice to make a girl feel good, especially after she just made you feel good. I
Hmm.
mean, I don't understand the thing where, like, I could sort of understand it if you're not getting the favor return, but you just got your dick sucked, like
Yeah,
you're
it's a
still in
crazy
the
move.
afterglow of coming, and you're
Yeah.
I gotta lick that thing,
From an
that
acting
that
perspective.
delicious, beautiful thing.
All right, okay. From an acting perspective, I really enjoyed Henry Cavill in this movie. I didn't he was stupid, but I didn't know he had this like goofiness to him, you know?
I
I didn't know he had it.
I did, like, to me this is the real Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I see him in
Yeah.
all those Supermans, and it doesn't really give me much. But here I was like,
Exactly,
yes,
though.
Henry.
He's so bland as Superman that, like, I feel, and like I know that he's a video gamer, that like I always felt like the real Henry Cavill must be nothing like Superman. He
Hmm.
must be some sort of fucking dork. And that's what he comes across as in this movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed his goofy side. I
Yeah.
love to see it.
He's
I'm glad I
not a
watched
good
this movie.
actor, but in the right role he can hit.
Yeah,
Remember, like,
he had Tom Cruise in that Mission
that's what
Impossible
I was,
movie.
dude, I was about to make that
Oh,
same shitty joke. Yeah,
shitty. Come on.
yeah. Well, in Fallout, right?
Fallout, the best one. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a great mustache.
Yeah, he did. It messed up that Superman movie.
Oh, you're
Whichever.
growing out a beard.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Which Superman movie did he fuck up?
What do you
Either
mean?
Suicide Squad or Batman because he had the mustache and they had to do reshoots and it fucked up the whole
Oh, it
movie.
was Justice League.
Justice. Oh, the reshoots with Joss Whedon. Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That was so funny.
I
Worth
know.
it though. Great mustache.
Great mustache. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. What next?
It turns out that Lance Henriksen is the dad of Adam, and he planned this whole thing to kill them all,
That's
bury him
right.
alive.
Yeah, he shows them around the house. And first of all, I'm like, they're at this great party full of like dancing and boobs and drugs. And then like this old dude is like, "Do you want a house tour?" And they're like, "Sure." I'm like, "What?"
I think you got to get the tour
I
of the place, lay of the
I said
land.
no. I said no.
Come on, no, that's crazy. I think you got to know where everything is.
All right. Anyway, but yeah, he turns out to have been their dead friend Adam's dad, and Jake, who's the wet blanket character, he's there under the pretense that somebody he's been talking to in a chat room is also there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And it turns out that person doesn't exist. Lance Henriksen was catfishing him.
Yeah, early catfish.
Yeah,
Pretty cool. Lance, crazy.
I liked that. Um, all right. And it was in, they say it happened in the Hellworld chat room. So
Yeah,
this video game has a chat room you can talk in.
of course. It's 2005. There were chat rooms all over the place on video games.
I'm sure there were like chat rooms about video games, but this made it seem like it was the official Hello World chat room. Like you could choose, like, I'm playing the game this one night, next night I'm just gonna go talk to people in the chat.
Yeah, that's actually I don't know a lot of games that are like that, where it's like
No,
half game, half chat room.
it's crazy.
Maybe like Facebook games. You ever play like any of those
No,
Facebook
I
games?
haven't been on Facebook in ages.
Well, of course not. But like in 2010, people were
Oh, you
playing
mean like
Facebook games.
Mob Wars
Yeah, like those type.
or
I feel like those are
Farm?
like.
Was there a farming one?
Yeah, I didn't do that one, but there were like some where you would like party and create like your own little pad and stuff. Those are like half game, half chat room.
Okay. And I guess I used to sometimes chat in the Grand Theft Auto 5 like you hey, stop hitting me with that missile.
Is there texting on that? Oh, did you play on a computer?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I never had like a headset or anything because I always played at work. So I would
right.
I would type in the little chat,
Oh yeah, I never did that.
you know.
That's fun though.
Yeah.
Are you good at that? Like computer games? I have no experience with that really.
I was
I'm a
good.
PlayStation only.
I didn't play a lot of computer games, but like I did play a lot of that at work. And I also used to have for like my desktop computer when I was in like high school, I had like an emulator with
Hmm.
like old NES games on it.
Right.
And so I knew how to play those like with a keyboard.
Yeah. The keyboard. That's the element. The keyboard. I'm not really.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of experience playing with that.
You just get used to it like anything.
Right. Of course. Yeah.
All right, what do you give this movie? Anything else to talk about?
I don't really think so. Some of them killed themselves when they were down there. Like the guy had an asthma attack. Ezekiel. I
Oh
don't know.
God, the second that fucking inhaler showed up, I was like, "Ugh, we're doing
Same.
this."
Same.
Yeah,
Sort of showed up like halfway through though. Like it's not set up at the beginning. Like remember your inhaler or whatever. So I sort
no,
of appreciated that.
he just like pulls it out at some point and like takes a puff on it. I'm like, "Oh, that's gonna go missing."
Exactly.
Yeah,
Uh, and Chelsea and Jake live. They're the two that survived the film. They get
yeah,
rescued by the police. Oh, crazy moment. By the way, we just talked about Fear Itself, the Buffy episode where
dude.
Oz.
When she's banging on the window and the cops don't see her, is this what you're talking
Yes.
about?
Well,
It
sort of the
is.
whole
It's
episode. How like the
yeah,
whole thing is like the episode, like in the house, everything like is seems real when it's not. This
yes. But
they
Buffy season 4, episode 4 might be the most influential episode of TV ever.
yeah, at least for the Hellraiser franchise, because it was in the first film and then back here in the eighth one here.
The first film? That's when we talked about that?
Yeah, because he that's when he bleeds on the attic
Oh,
floor and it
well, then
resurrects
that
his
must have
brother.
been influenced by Hellraiser.
Oh, of course. I'm so
Yeah,
dumb. I'm so dumb.
yeah.
But then yeah, they brought it back here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Paying it forward.
Yeah, exactly. You
All right.
scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. I
Who's
go. I mean, the instinct is one, but I liked this one more than the last one and more than the last
yeah?
few.
You want to give it a 2?
I want
No,
to
I'm still gonna give it a 1, but it's definitely the best one,
since the third one,
maybe.
since JP
Yeah,
Monroe.
maybe.
Uh, I'll go two. I liked Lance. I liked Henry Cavill. It was
All
pretty
right.
fun.
Who's your MVP?
Gotta go Lance.
Love Lance. He's great. I'm going Big Sky Girl. I think that Catherine Winnick is a strong actor. I think she brings a lot to a role. She's got screen presence. She's also like kind of like built like she can handle herself. Like whenever she was in like a fight scene on Big Sky, I always like believed it that she could fight.
That's how I feel about Nev Campbell in those Scream films. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, you
yeah,
could
yeah.
kick some ass, Nev
Yeah,
Campbell.
there's some physicality there. And
But
I appreciate that.
I feel like you don't usually like these not to say Catherine Winnick's like generic, but
Generic blondes.
yeah,
I
you don't usually
completely
like that.
this she does fit into a cookie cutter mold that I'm usually not into, but I think she's actually got some talent. She rises above it.
Wow, I'll keep an eye out for her.
Yeah,
That'd be cool if I see her again. I'd be like, well,
yeah,
Daniel was right about Catherine Winnick.
that's right. You heard it here first.
I don't love how she
Who's
spells her name. Katheryn.
Eryn? That is
Don't
sort of
like that.
weird. Yeah,
Catherine
yeah.
Winnick. Don't like this.
If you're gonna do the YN, you don't need the E.
I totally agree.
Yeah,
Totally agree. But I have LVPs. I'm gonna go with Jake. I think you might
Jake.
go Ezekiel.
I am gonna go Ezekiel.
Sorry, is it Carrie Payton? Is it
You know
Kari
what?
or Carrie? I don't know.
I hated Ezekiel, but Jake was such an annoying character.
He was the lead. Like he became so important. That's why I'm gonna
I
give him
and he was
LVP.
just so unfun and like sucking the life out of everything that even though I kind of think Carrie Payton gives the worst performance in the movie, I
Mhm.
am gonna go Jake as LVP.
Yeah, I think that's good. Christopher Jacot is that guy's name. I don't
Yeah.
know.
You think
Sorry to
he's
him.
related to Carlos? No, no, he spelled his name wrong.
I'm not sure. But shout out
Um,
to Doug Bradley. This is the last one, I guess. We'll see if he comes back. But
I don't think so, man. I don't think he's in the remake,
I would
and
doubt it. It
he's
seems
definitely
weird.
not in these next two. Did you notice that in the next one they named one of the characters? Their last name was Bradley. It was like a
Mm-mm.
shout out
That's cool. I didn't notice that.
there because it's two families,
Was
and
there
one of them,
Craven?
yeah, one of them was Craven, one of them was Bradley. I was like, why are we doing Craven?
I assumed Wes Craven. But
Well,
Bradley,
yeah, but like, what he's just a great
did he
art
just
director.
die?
Oh, maybe he
It's
had.
2011 when that I don't know if he died in 11 or 12, but I know Scream 4 is his last movie and
Yeah,
that's
you might be
2011.
right. That might have happened.
I didn't stick around for the credits. Maybe it said special shout out to Wes Craven, RIP. I don't know. But I guess that's it for Hell World, right?
All right. Yeah. Let's move on. All right. So this next one, they they were trying to get a remake of the first Hellraiser off the ground around this time, but it wasn't getting made. They were never happy with it. And then all of a sudden, Miramax realized we're gonna lose the rights to Hellraiser.
Oh
We
no.
can't we can't let that happen.
No. We have 11 days left. Go.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened
It's
here. Okay.
hilarious.
All right. So they had they gave it a $300,000 budget,
Mm-hmm.
and they Doug Bradley says he was sent the script in August of 2010, and they were like, "This is the next Hellraiser movie. We are filming it in 2 weeks. You have two. You have 2 weeks."
He just couldn't make the deadline, I think. He was like, I'm on vacation. Can we start one
No,
day late?
it was a money thing. I really think he would have done it, but they said like they only had a $300,000 budget, so he was gonna like make way less than they were giving him for like the last couple,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't want to do it.
They should have told him, like, if you're out on this one, that means you're probably out going forward. Why not just take a cut here and then next movie you might pay it back to you?
Fair
That
enough, man.
might
Look
that
at you.
might
You're
convince him.
you're a businessman. You could be a Harvey Weinstein yourself.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll see what happens.
All right. So yeah, they're like, we're filming in 2 weeks, and then we're gonna be done filming in less than a month because the actual filming is only gonna be 11 days.
Yeah, we're filming in 2 weeks. The shoot will take less than 2 weeks. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. And Doug Bradley's like, that's wild. Holy shit. Uh, so they somehow figure out a way to make this movie, and it comes out March 18th, 2011. It's got a director named Victor Garcia, who has directed other schlocky horror movies, and the writer is a fellow named Gary J. Tunnicliffe.
Wow.
And I don't know how he ended up with this job, but he's like the makeup artist. He's one of the makeup artists on the franchise. Like he's been with them since the third movie
I always
because
love
he
that.
he worked with Anthony Hickox. Like he was that guy's makeup guy,
Mm-hmm.
and so he brought him in for Hellraiser 3, and then he stuck with the franchise.
Now he's a
He all
writer.
Yeah, he also did makeup for Candyman and the Wishmaster films and Wishes, and also Feast, which so you can actually see this guy working his craft on season 3 of Project Greenlight.
Wow. I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah,
Ton of
yeah,
Cliff. That's what you're talking about?
yeah. Gary J. Tunnicliffe.
All
and he's
right.
gonna go on. He fails upwards. He writes this movie. The next movie we're gonna cover next week. What's it called? Judgment.
I have no idea.
Anyway, yeah, he writes and directs that one.
All right. Shout out.
Yeah, great job. Uh,
It's like he's like the
or
Kevin
I mean,
Groiter.
not great job, but job. He has the job.
It's like Kevin Groiter. Kevin Groiter on the Saw movies. He was the editor, and then he started directing.
I knew who
Full.
you meant.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, Greutert.
Yeah.
He's the guy. He's
Yeah.
sort of the Brick Bota of that franchise.
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
All right. So let's talk about it, I guess.
Oh yeah.
All right. Starts off.
What movie is this one like?
Well, this one's sort of going for like a found footage vibe for some of it.
I enjoyed that. I liked. See, Pinhead looks stupid, but he looks kind of cool in the found footage part. You can't tell how dumb he looks, I think.
Yeah. It's sort of a mixture. There's the found footage stuff, and then all the stuff with the families, like at that dinner party, remind me of like funny games or something.
Exactly. That's what I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
you to say. Yeah.
Oh, really? You had
Yeah.
that thought too?
Yeah.
All right.
Especially the kid with the floppy hair reminded me of that other guy with the floppy hair.
Michael Pitt.
Exactly.
Yeah. Floppy hair guy. Yeah, he was better. I'm glad. Like, even though he was not the character that survived, I'm glad that it was the other guy wearing his skin
Right.
because he was the better actor of the two.
Well, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that's why they
No.
cast him the way that they did because he was
Yeah.
the better. And you could tell immediately, like when they're hanging out in the car together, you're like, oh, this one's
Oh,
better.
yeah.
But the other one was all right.
Nah,
Nico.
that guy's amateur hour, man.
All right. Fair enough.
Oh, you want to do the 2011 list? You want to
Yes,
add in?
I do. Yeah. Damn it. I
Oh,
just had
all
it
right.
pulled up. All right. I'll go first. Number 10 is Fast Five. I couldn't get it to number five, sadly, but I tried. Number
right.
9, Scream 4. Number 8, Crazy Stupid Love, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
Number 7, Contagion, maybe a 5-star masterpiece. 6, Drive. 5, Margaret. 4, Take This Waltz. Is that the name of that? Yep.
Yeah.
3,
Wow.
Warrior. 2, Cabin in the Cabinet. Wait, The Cabin in the Woods? Yeah, The Cabin
Yeah.
in the Woods. Number 1, Moneyball.
All right. So, number one, Moneyball.
I love Moneyball.
Wow, that's just outside my top 10.
You love baseball more than me. It should be in your top 10.
I know. That's a great film.
Yeah.
This was a pretty good year, man. I want to say Mildred Pierce. That's on my. I'm not going to count it, but that would be high on the list. That
Okay.
Todd Haynes HBO miniseries. But also Shame, Dangerous Method, Killer Joe, The Color Wheel, The Future. Those are all good movies. All right, but here's my top 10. Number 10, Scream 4.
Love it.
Number 9, Bernie.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8, Fast 5. Number 7, The Cabin in the Woods. Number 6, Take This Waltz, which I recommended to Logan recently, and I was happy to see it on the list.
Higher than even you had it.
Yeah, wow. Number 5, A Separation. Number 4, The Tree of Life. Number 3, Margaret. Number 2, Drive. And number 1, Melancholia.
Honestly, I thought you might be a little snobby about Drive.
No, why?
I don't know. I feel like some people are like it's like too artistic or whatever.
Too artistic.
People say.
It's just cool and fucking watchable and fun and has an awesome soundtrack, and Ryan Gosling kicks ass in it.
I feel like he kicked somebody in the face in it, doesn't he?
Probably.
I think he did. I gotta rewatch that. I saw it one time.
Me too. I haven't seen it since theaters.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I saw it like 6-7 years ago for the first time. Pretty cool. Shout out to Paranormal Activity 3 and 50/50.
Hey, 50/50. That is a charming movie.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of held up. I did a rewatch of 50/50, and I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it. You know, I hate JGL, but that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good cast.
All right, what do we got?
Revelations.
Right.
We go to Mexico to get laid.
Well, yeah. Well, or as they refer, Tijuana.
Yeah, I like that actually. That was
You
Nico's
liked
doing.
that? It was terrible. They both kept doing it.
But Nico
pouring
started it,
themselves
I felt like.
shots and going, Tijuana.
It was fun. It made me like them, sort of.
Are you kidding me? It made me hate them. They're like
They're
these two awful white bros just over pronouncing Spanish words.
I know, but they were so dumb.
I know. They're terrible. All right, so they're in Tijuana and you know, I'm looking around. Is Marissa out on these streets? No.
Oh wow, great
All right.
call.
Yeah, yeah. Uh but they I don't know. They find the worst bar in Tijuana. There's like nobody there, but there's one girl, like one hot girl, and they don't immediately clock her as a hooker, even though they should. Um, and floppy hair is going after her,
But Nico
but
gets her.
Nico gets her. Yeah,
And floppy hair is like,
and
you always take my women.
I
She's
know I
mad.
love that. That's so sad. Like if I walked in on a friend of mine fucking a girl I was hitting on earlier that night, what I would probably do
I know what you would do. Y
is
tu mamá también.
oh, I might try to go for it. But no, no. What I'd probably do is I just close the door and be like, that asshole.
Yeah.
But like I'll talk to him tomorrow.
He
This
tried to fight him.
motherfucker just like watches them fuck and goes like, "You're always doing this, man."
Yeah. And then she ends
Ugh.
up dead.
Yeah, the next morning they wake up in the bathroom, just like our old friend in the Scott Derrickson one. Remember he
True.
woke
Yeah.
up on the bathroom
A
with the
lot of
puzzle
bathrooms.
box.
There was
Yeah,
that ghost girl, Marla, that was in the bathroom too. When she reached for
yeah.
that box, that took place in a bathroom.
Everyone's always hanging out in bathrooms in these movies.
Yeah, it's true.
What's up with that?
I guess it makes sense. You do a lot of your weird sex stuff. You try to hide it in the bathroom.
I don't know. I don't love bathroom fucking. You know, like shower sex always sounds better than it is.
Oh, of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
Like I remember after a music festival once, I was all
Mm-hmm.
dirty and we came back home and like had sex with a bathroom, but in the bathroom, but I was like with a girl like I didn't know that well, and so
Mm-hmm.
I wore a condom.
In the
And like
shower.
I always remember that I had like shower sex with a condom, dirty from a festival. It's
Like with poop
disgusting.
on you from
Yeah, it
the
was like awful.
that sounds like a terrible experience.
Yeah,
Was it the only
yeah.
time it ever happened with that lady?
No,
No. Was that the
no.
worst one of the
Yes,
times?
yes,
Yeah.
probably.
Jeez. Yeah, that
Um.
sounds rough.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
Uh Mexico. He
Right
killed her.
there, he killed. So the hooker's dead in the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and
We don't really know how it happened.
we don't. How'd they end up with the puzzle box? Oh, this like homeless dude sells it to them.
Right. It's like the same thing as JP Monroe though, where he's like,
You're
it's not
right.
even that much money. Just it's free actually. Whatever you
Yeah,
want.
it already belongs to you. You
Yeah,
just give
same
me
deal.
what you need. All right. So yeah, they end up with the puzzle box. They open it in the motel room. Fucking Pinhead comes out. He's gained about 80 pounds since the last movie, and he
It's all handheld though. It's really cool. It's like found footage. I really enjoyed that part.
it's okay.
I'm glad it happened. Like there should be a Hellraiser movie like that. Why not?
You're right. You're right. I sort of agree. It's sort of an interesting movie. Like it's really bad. Like it's poorly made, and it is literally like an hour and 10 minutes long.
Oh yeah, true. It's like 75 minutes long. Great point.
It's an hour and 15 technically, but the closing credits are like 5 minutes long. So like it's an hour 10.
Yeah,
And you know, but there is something to it. Like there's something I liked about it.
for sure. No, absolutely. And I mean the family actors were bad. Like none of the no family members stuck out.
No one stood out. Yeah.
But I like the boy. The boy was like he kind of held it all together. He's gonna be the MVP for sure. Steven.
I sort of liked the sister too.
She's probably second best. Yeah, you're probably right
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
But I like
All right.
just the fact it's like Diary of the Dead. Like there should be an of the
It
Dead movie
is.
that's
You're
like found
right. You're
footage.
right. Right. Like
That's cool to
if we're
me.
gonna do this many of this franchise, like it's sad that the only Friday the 13th movie that came out after Jason X is that remake. Because
Yeah.
like I wish we went through this with that
Oh, you're so
franchise.
right. That actually made me so sad.
Yeah, there should be a found footage Jason movie and like a
Oh, I
J
don't like
horror
this.
Jason movie, and like we should have done the trends. There's
You're totally right.
yeah,
Found footage Chucky movies. We could have done that. Why didn't we?
I don't know.
We kind of have the one on Curse of Chucky, like Skype. They're on Skype and Chucky's around.
That's true.
That kind of
That's
counts.
good.
Um, I
What
don't know. That's a
else?
great call. I didn't think
Found
about that, but
footage Freddy movie.
Elm Street. I canceled Elm Street too.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, get on it, guys. Whoever's
We
out there
did it
making
with
movies
Halloween. Remember Halloween Resurrection?
that had found footage.
Well, that's
Oh,
like
Halloween
it's like
Resurrection.
a YouTube show or
I
whatever.
was thinking of the new ones, but you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one counts.
All right. So
Yeah.
anyway, uh, Pinhead like kills one of them, and then it's like sort of the first movie where like some blood happens, and then it's like we could bring this guy back if we kill some girls.
Right. I feel like this is the first time we've actually hell raised since
It's
I think the
totally
third
true.
one. Since JP Monroe had the statue. It's the
Yeah,
third one.
we haven't done this shit like for a franchise called Hellraiser. Like we've just been in the weeds
Totally.
since that
For
third
four
one.
movies at least.
Yeah, yeah, it
And
is
now here
wild.
we are. And I enjoyed it. That's another element of this I liked. More hell raising stuff. Seeing him like
Yeah,
come to life and fully form himself was
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah, and it didn't even look that bad for three hundred thousand
No,
dollars.
I was pretty impressed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Uh. All right. So they. All right. Then it's like we're
We're at
cutting
the
back and
party and the
forth.
sister plays
Yeah.
with the
It's a
box.
year later, and the it's like two families having come together. The two families of those two people, and the
You're right.
sister is not only the sister of Floppy Hair, but she had been dating Nico,
That's true.
who fucked the hooker.
That's an interesting friend dynamic where your sister is dating the the friend.
Honestly, I'd have been more mad about that if I opened the door and saw him fucking that hooker. I
Oh, you're cheating on my sister?
my first impulse wouldn't be you always do this. It would
Wait,
be
this is
like
a
you
great point,
just started
Daniel.
dating my sister.
Yeah, why is he going on this trip with his friend to get laid when he's dating his sister?
Yeah,
I did not think about this at all, but that is fucked up. You're condoning your sister being cheated on. What
yeah,
is this? Such a great
very
call.
bad. All right, so anyway, the sister she like finds the box in one of their rooms. I guess the brother's room,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes her box tingle.
Mm-hmm. She ends up making out with her brother later on.
We got to talk about that. This is the most fascinating part of the movie. Okay, she's the brother comes back. All right, we later find out it's Nico wearing the brother's skin.
She didn't know that
Okay,
at the
but
time.
she doesn't know that. She thinks it's her brother.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and remember last week I asked you how close you've ever come to fucking one of your family members?
Yeah, I guess this would be close if they were wearing
Yeah,
the skin of my
like
girlfriend.
yeah.
That would be
See,
terrible.
well, I have so much to say about this. Okay, so first they're at like the table and she's playing with the puzzle box, and she gets super horny, and she goes to like the other dude's dad, and she's like, "Do you want to fuck me right now?"
Mhm.
Basically, and the
Great
mom here,
constraint from him saying no.
yeah, better man than I. But the mom is like, take this soup to your brother. All right,
Mhm.
get
Make
your
yourself
mind
useful.
out of the gutter here. And we don't know yet either that mom had an affair with that dad.
True.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So not only does she not want her daughter fucking some random old guy, she doesn't want her fucking the guy she fucked.
Yeah, that's her man. Get off
That's
of
hard.
him.
Yeah, yeah. Get your own brother. And so she gives her the soup. She goes upstairs. She takes a slurp of the soup. So does he. So the entire time they were kissing, I was also thinking they got soup breath.
Soup breath.
Yeah.
Yep. What
All
kind of
right.
soup was it? Did we notice?
It doesn't matter. Soup breath is not good.
Oh, okay.
Must have been chicken noodle. You know, she's trying to get him to feel better.
Okay, that's the go-to.
Yeah, yeah. So she, God, what happens in this scene?
She's
They,
just real turned on. They start making out
yeah, like she
with her
brings her
brother.
brother's suit. It's Nico wearing the skin of her brother, but again, she does not know that.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so she kisses him. They start making out. He puts his hand on her boob. All of this she thinks she's doing with her brother.
Yep.
All right. It's got to be the biggest mind fuck ever to commit incest and then later be told that wasn't incest.
Yeah. Yeah. You actually, that is actually crazy. You thought you were doing something wrong, but turns out it wasn't. But you're still a freak because you thought you were.
Yeah, you're still insane. It's sort of a reverse Euro trip.
Okay.
In that movie, he hits on a girl not knowing it's his sister, and it turns out to be his sister.
Dawn. Are we talking about Dawn?
Yeah, Michelle Trachtenberg.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. But I also thought about this because this is right around the time I feel that step porn became the prime genre of porn.
Okay. Oh, 05?
Uh,
Or oh, 2011 now. We're 2011.
2011. Yeah. Now, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Incest porn is very popular, Logan,
Mm.
but they're always trying to find a way around it because we
It's not
can't
really incest in porn.
exactly. We can't say they're brother and sister. But what's hot about it is pretending they're brother and sister. So we're always throwing around the term step. All right, they're step
They clarify very specifically in every porn.
in
You're
every
we're
point.
my stepbrother.
I know you're my stepbrother. I know
Every
we're
single
not
one, they'll say it.
I know we're not blood related, but it's still
I
wrong.
know my mom and your dad met in 93 and then married in
Yeah.
97, so
Right,
it's
right.
fine. So
Yeah, totally, totally. I know you just moved in last year, but we're still brother and sister. But I was thinking porn, the producers of the porn world
Mhm.
need to watch themselves some Hellraiser revelation.
I feel like they probably
I,
got it. They're
I
fine.
think this is brilliant. Instead of doing that, like throwing all that step stuff around, have it so
They think it's
they
grosser, but it's not.
right. We're like, see, they're not committing incest, but she thinks she
But
is.
they're so vile that they think they are.
Right,
Don't you
right.
like that, you
I think
sickos?
Hellraiser Revelation should be the setup to like half the porns.
I can't argue with this. There are people out there who would probably enjoy that.
Yeah,
And it's a great workaround. So
I'm telling you.
look at you, the loophole master,
See,
Daniel Ehrenberg.
yeah, I invented the poop hole loophole, and this
Oh
is my
man.
sophomore effort.
All right. It's pretty
All
good.
right, thank you. All right. So what happens next?
I mean, what happened next? We start giving him
I'm
people.
tapping out. I'm not gonna top that bit.
Steven like hooks up with this Asian girl, and then we hear Nico like kill her, kill her. So he kills her and feeds her to Nico, and Nico starts
Yeah,
coming more alive, and that's what happens. And then Steven comes down with a shotgun and holds his family hostage, and he's like, "I'm actually Nico. Yeah,
yeah.
you guys are
I
all wrong."
I felt bad for the Asian girl because I looked up the actress,
Yeah,
and it was like she studied at like the Tisch School of Drama, and it's like now she's
take
just
your
like
top off and then get
yeah,
killed. By...
just get choked out while fucking in Hellraiser 9.
Yeah, and I have a question. With a lot of talk early on, somebody left a comment like, get him a big fat guy so that he'll have to eat less." But there's one part where he kills a baby. How much did that really do? Like, how
Did
was that even worth
nothing.
it? Yeah,
No
that
way.
I kind of didn't even like that part
Yeah.
because it didn't help. Like, that wasn't that productive, seemingly.
Yeah. What are you growing an elbow from that baby?
Yeah, sure. I didn't like that. Whatever. Make a
Mm-mm.
complaint, I guess.
All
But
right.
yeah, the parents have an affair. We get mad about that. Whatever.
Yeah, basically, and then like the last 10 minutes of the movie, like Pinhead shows up and kills the whole family. It's a big massacre.
But not the
Uh,
daughter. because she
but
grabs
not
the
the
box
daughter.
and looks in the camera.
Yeah, she survives and she grabs the puzzle box and looks at the camera. That's the end of the movie.
It was so sudden. It was just like movie end, and I feel like I might have looked down for 1 second, and then I looked up and I heard like the music change and the credits, and I
That
was like,
happened
no
to me.
way.
I rewound it.
Yeah, I was like, did I miss something? Like, did I skip ahead? And then no, the movie just ended.
That's so funny. The same thing happened to me.
Like blink and you miss it. Truly, it's crazy.
All
But
right. So I mean, I'm gonna give it a one. It's a piece of shit, but like, it's all right.
I want to go two for
It's definitely
Revelations and
not gonna be
Hellworld.
my lowest ranked.
Oh, not by any means. It'll be in the
Yeah.
top half probably.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, I guess I'll go one, but I don't like it. I'm only doing it because I don't want to be the guy who gave it a two. But
all right.
maybe others gave it a two. But I liked it, Revelations.
I don't think so. I think it had like a 1.3 average on
Holy shit.
Letterboxd or something like that. It was like wildly low.
Well, maybe I'll give it a two out of spite. A
A
spite two.
spite too. Yeah, 1.3. I nailed that shit.
Yeah, well, I'll go two then. My
And
MVP.
every single person I follow that has watched it, all six people gave it one.
That's fair. They haven't heard
Mhm.
us praise it though. Then they'll be like, "Oh
Yeah,
wow, great
they,
points."
they haven't really thought about it from a porn perspective. I think that's gonna turn them.
The porn lens. That's what we're here for.
Yeah,
The MVP Steven, LVP who? Nico? I kind of like Nico.
yeah. No,
Oh, oh,
LVP.
oh, it's Pinhead. LVP Pinhead.
Oh, Fat Pinhead. Good call.
New
Yeah,
Pinhead.
yeah. That's LVP. MVP. You're gonna go floppy hair.
Yeah, for he carried it, I thought.
Yeah, I guess so. It's either him or the sister, and he's probably better.
Yeah.
All right.
Nick
So,
Eversman isn't Steven. And Pinhead is Fred
and he's actually been in
Tatasciore.
stuff. Like I looked him up, and he's had a career. Like
Good.
he's in the movie Wild with like Reese Witherspoon.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Um. All right. So, what are we doing?
Uh, I don't
Are
know.
we done?
There are some Bradleys in this cast. There's Peter Bradley and Kate Bradley. Are these related to?
No, that's the character
Oh, I'm so
names.
bad.
You fucking
Yeah,
moron.
I'm looking at the wrong column. What else do we do?
Nothing, man. We can move on, right?
Oh yeah, we had that comment from Michael Babcock that said
Yeah,
he's never bored. So
right. I mean, me neither, man. I'm with Babcock. I feel good about it. And
same,
we've
same.
we've only got one more week at Hellraiser to go. Next week we'll cover Hellraiser Judgment, which is written and directed by the guy that wrote this last one,
Okay.
and then the remake Hellraiser 2022, which is
I don't know who
by
plays Pinhead. Do you?
I don't remember. It might have been a lady.
No way.
Did I make that up?
That would be really cool. I'm not sure if you made it up or not though. But it's crazy. I enjoyed this week a lot more than last week, and we had 3 movies this week. It helped the one
Yeah.
was 70 minutes long, but
Yeah, right.
this was
For
much more
sure.
fun.
Yeah. All right. So that remake next week, that's by David Bruckner, who's a director I like, which is why I was excited for that remake, but I
Okay.
ended up not liking it. We'll see if I like it more on a second watch. It's over 2
Oh, you
hours
saw
long
it?
for no fucking reason. Yeah, I've seen the remake.
Oh shit. Yeah, for
Yeah.
no reason. Truly, that's crazy.
The original's 90 minutes by Clive
Yeah.
Barker. Why
What the
why
hell?
why are we're remaking like the creator's work and adding a half hour to it? There's no need.
I think we did that with like the Pet Cemetery remake. Like all every new thing is way longer. Lion King, you know.
Movies are terrible now.
Yeah, you're right. But all right, that's it. We'll be back with all those next week. We got to
Yep.
figure out the schedule for this week.
Yep. Happy Halloween, gang. Enjoy your tricks, your treats. I ate a Twix last night.
I had a Twix the other day at
they're
the gas
delicious.
station. I got a drink and I was like, I saw a Twix on my way out. I was like, oh, I'm getting that baby.
You got
right
a
there.
full Twix though. I had one of those mini ones.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
full one.
All right, great stuff.
Slime.
Slime.